From Sci News, new species of sauropodomorph discovered in China. From prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you love talking about animals, and share this show with everyone you know. Now, let's get into the animal news of the day. The newly discovered dinosaur species, Lyshulong wengai, lies in the heart of the early sauropodomorph sauropod transition. Well, this is a very well intact sauropodomorph skull. I mean, look at the teeth. I mean, this is quite miraculous. I mean, you could say it's too bad that part of the back of the skull is missing, but aside from that, this is quite rare among sauropod skulls, or a sauropodomorph, or at least in this case, the predecessors to the macronenian or the true long neck sauropods. Okay, so Lyshulong wengai roamed the supercontinent Laurasia during the early Jurassic epoch, approximately 193 million years ago. So this is around 12 million years. No, wait, not 12 million years. Around say 9 million years after the Triassic extinction. But still, quite a few dinosaur species made it, or dinosaur families in general, into the Jurassic period. It was more of the different species of crocodilomorphs as well as other types of reptiles that had a very hard time making it through that extinction. Still, certain groups made it on, and even different types of mammals would cling on to um, evolution as well. This new species was a non-sauropodan sauropodomorph dinosaur within the clade Massopoda. So this is also relating to sauropodomorphs such as the smaller like Ankylosaurus or even Massospondylus that would emerge during the early Jurassic period. Massospondylus is a species of some might say Plateosauromorph, which was somewhere around 18 feet in length and might have weighed close to 2,000 pounds. And this individual was mostly feeding on different species of ferns. Most of these animals did not reach high into the trees like the later Macronenian long-necked sauropods would. And the Macronenians wouldn't evolve until somewhere around 175 million years ago during the mid-Jurassic. And even then, at that point, they weren't very large. Non-sauropod and sauropodomorphs were the dominant group of herbivores from the Norian age, so from around 227 to 208 million years ago. Actually, in some cases, they might have been around even earlier, looking at new findings. Until the end of the early Jurassic, around 175 million years ago, there it is possible these animals, the sauropodomorphs, might have evolved somewhere between 230 and 238 million years ago when they were replaced by sauropods. These are macronenians. Okay, let's see. Since the Cadontosaurus was first established, over 40 valid genre of non-sauropod and sauropodomorphs have been reported worldwide. So Thecodontosaurus is also a species of sauropodomorph. And here, let's go to another species. So Thecodontosaurus, this is not him, but he is a relative. It was just of a different family of sauropodomorphs. Thecodontosaurus was somewhere around I think 8 feet in length and might have weighed not much more than 40 pounds. It was a very small sauropodomorph, even for the early Jurassic. It inhabited the Earth somewhere around 192 million years ago and would have had to be concerned about predators related to the more famous Dilophosaurus. So, this, however, is Hingshanosaurus, which is a much larger species of sauropodomorph from China. So this animal existed in the area somewhere around 193 to 196 million years ago and was around 16 feet in length and might have weighed somewhere around 2,000 to 3,000 pounds, or around 1,000 kilograms to 1,200 kilograms. Okay, so here's a picture. These animals, the plateosauromorphs, for the most part, did not walk on all four limbs. Their forearms were just simply not built to support their body weight and were probably used for either digging up roots or tubers or simply shredding off bark from trees. And for lower lying branches, probably used to help strip off leaves. But besides that, they were practically useless for venturing higher up into just higher canopies of the forest. So when referring to a canopy or higher canopy is just referring to a higher level of the trees. So these animals could probably reach at most somewhere around 15 feet in the air, maybe. Plateosauromorphs never became very large. And this was, for even the time, I'd say not the biggest. You had animals such as Plateosaurus, which existed during the late Triassic period that could exceed 26 feet in length. But there were also the much smaller thyrophorans during this time. So this is a small 6 foot long, also possibly somewhere around 30 to 40 pound thyrophorian that was possibly the predecessor to animals such as the different species of nodosaurs and ankylosaurs that would evolve later into the late Jurassic period. And it was most likely feeding on different species of ferns, but also unlike the nodosaurs and ankylosaurs later on, it mostly walked on just 2 legs, and it had a very distinct, appendage structure, so the type of fingers that it had, it's very unique among dinosaurs. It's more of something you see on, like, different types of the relatives of the, Microraptorans, like Epizipteryx, despite this animal being very distantly related. And then there are certain mammals within this region that have been discovered, about 7 different species of mammal at least, such as Cynoconodon, which was somewhere around 10 inches in length and might have weighed somewhere around 3 um was it zero point 0.3 ounces? It was very lightweight. Unless I'm underestimating that, maybe it's like 30 ounces. But this animal, 3 ounces. This animal was, most likely just feeding on different species of insects. It could have been omnivorous. Many species of mammal are, especially the different species of rodents. There are different types of rodents that can be mostly vegetarian. Now, however, this isn't specifically a rodent. This is just simply a mammalian morph. So it is possible that it also was a somewhat predecessor to other mammals, since it was not a part of mammalia, which is what every mammal is today. So this is the Tateosaurus. So this is what this distinct animal is. And this is just a better representation of it. It did have a very unique weaponry structure, which was something that you didn't see before in other species of dinosaurs. You would see this on the reptilian idosaurs like Dismatosuchus, but this was about the um, first time you see this type of armor, as well as on animals such as Bionosaurus, which was an even smaller individual, probably about 5 feet in length, might have weighed somewhere between 20 to 30 pounds, and was mostly an herbivore. So let's see. Most of these genera were identified from Gondwana, mainly recovered in South America and Southern Africa. The early Jurassic epoch was a crucial period in tracking the early radiation and diversification of sauropodomorph dinosaurs. Nearly all the non-sauropod and sauropodomorphs currently recovered in China are reported from Yunnan province, and the early Jurassic Lufeng Formation is the richest fossil-bearing Mesozoic unit in the province. Although these Lufeng materials are well preserved and the abundance is high, they are underrepresented in comparative studies and cladistic analysis, especially the rare skulls. So, when it comes to animals such as the Catodontosaurus, this sauropodomorph, was mostly or is mostly known from England, and so this animal is not found in China. So animals that would have hunted the different species or podomorphs are members of Coelophysoideae, such as Cynosaurus. Now, the problem is this animal is under immense debate as to whether or not it is just simply a different species of Dilophosaurus, which is a member of Dilophosauridae, or it's its own distinct genus. Some have claimed that this animal, despite having quite, in essence, similar morphology, so it's overall like different physical characteristics, it might not be closely related to um, Dilophosaurus. And then many others have suggested that it's just simply a different species of Dilophosaurus. So at least at the moment, this animal is regarded as Sinosaurus. Sinosaurus at this point, this was around 193 to 194 million years ago in China, was around 19 feet in length or up to around 5.2 meters and 5.8 meters and could have reached somewhere around 2,000 pounds. So it was one of the largest predators at this time. It is also possible, like Dilophosaurus has been represented as a fish eater or a piscivore. It is possible that this animal might have been as well, but it does look like they were definitely feeding on different species of Plateosauromorph or Sauropodomorph. Although these Lufang fossils are well preserved, I already said that. Lai Shulong Wangai's partial skeleton was recovered from the upper middle part of the Shawan member of the Lufeng Formation near Jiudu village in Yunnan province, China. The specimen includes the cranium and mandible and 9 articulated cervical vertebrae. This new species differs from other Lufeng forms in both cranial and cervical characteristics. It bears several autapomorphies of the nasal process, the maxillary neurovascular foramen, and the cervical neural spine. Um, yeah, it's definitely well. I don't think we saw this in the picture. It was just the skull. So this is good to know that we found even more of this specific sauropodomorph species. This doesn't happen with many dinosaurs, especially sauropodomorphs. The team's phylogenetic analysis reveals that Lai Shulong Wengai is the sister species of Unanosaurus. Unanosaurus is also has been found in this formation within China, and Unanosaurus was somewhere around 18 feet in length and might have weighed somewhere around 1,600 pounds. It was also one of the larger sauropodomorphs of this time period. Laishu Wengai is the largest skull among the abundant sauropodomorph members from the Lufang Formation. Therefore, it provides a reconsideration for phylogenetic analysis using individual specimens of ascertainable autogenetic stages as operational taxonomic units to obtain better resolution in general. So let's see, who else? Oh, okay. So, many people tend to, at least those are familiar with the coelophysids, such as coelophysis, that they died out at the end of the Triassic period. That is not true. They actually would persist for another 18 million years and then, for some reason, just disappear from the fossil record. Um, this would be a later descendant of coelophysis. This is Punta raptor. And Punta raptor, it is not a species of dromaeosaur. The dromaeosaurs haven't evolved yet. And what I mean by that is animals such as Velociraptor deinonychus. This animal was somewhere around 5 feet in length and weighed somewhere around 25 to 30 pounds. And was probably feeding on different species of insects. And it might have even ventured after different species of pterosaurs, possibly even the Dimorphodontids, which is most likely the family of pterosaurs in which this individual belongs to. This is a very good reconstruction. It is also interesting that this animal is not being shown with feathers. And probably the reason that is because, at least at the moment, there's not really any evidence to suggest that these earlier species of even theropod coelophysids had feathers. But it is certainly possible that they could have. But it's just interesting to see. Um, this animal is probably also hunting smaller species of reptiles and amphibians, but they would persist for another 12 million years since it's taken place around 193 million years ago. Our research provides new insights into previous authors dealing with the anatomy of those Lufang species, representing the first step towards a re-evaluation of this famous dinosaur fauna. Moreover, the paleobiodiversity of early sauropodomorphs from Gondwana seems to decrease marginally after the Triassic Jurassic boundary. Therefore, we hypothesize that non sauropod and sauropodomorph genre survived and rapidly radiated in Laurasia, especially China. Furthermore, the ancestral area reconstruction for Lufang sauropodomorphs is temporarily ambiguous. However, the results of multiple dispersions and exchanges can explain the continuing diversification superiority of non-sauropod and sauropodomorphs from the Lufang Formation. The limited paleobiogeographic information available from Lishu Long Wengai provides evidence that at least the initial sauropodomorph, no, Sauropoda lineages that are closely related to near sauropoda or sauropodae existed in southwestern China during the early Jurassic epoch. Yeah, at least at the moment, when it comes to places like China, sauropodomorphs, there have been at least 8 different species that have been discovered in the Lufeng Formation itself. Along with carnivores, there have been at least, I believe, 3 or 4 different species. There also been different varieties of lizards in the area. But what was that other thing that it mentioned? Um, Oh, well, I forgot about it. Okay, well, this is good to hear. We found another species sauropodomorph within China. Let me know what your favorite species of early Jurassic dinosaur is in the comments. And from prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you love talking about animals, and share this show with everyone you know, because nothing is better than all animals all the time.